Right now, as you're listening to these words, something invisible is happening in your brain. Something so powerful that when I reveal it in exactly 7 minutes, you'll understand why 99% of people never experience true manifestation, while the rare 1% seem to attract abundance through the law of attraction without even trying. But first, let me show you something profound. There's a vibrational frequency being broadcast from your brain right now. You can't hear it, you can't see it, but it's more real than the device you're using to watch this video. And this frequency, it's been influencing your financial reality for years, maybe decades. Scientists have measured it, they've documented it, and they've discovered something remarkable. Most people are operating at frequencies that block abundance at the neural level without ever realizing it. But here's what they don't share in those research papers. There's a specific brainwave pattern that, when activated, aligns your consciousness with manifestation principles. And in about 4 minutes, I'm going to reveal the exact frequency that enables effortless abundance through vibrational frequency mastery. But first, you need to understand why your current neural programming creates resistance. Dr. Joe Dispenza's laboratory has measured something extraordinary. 95% of your thoughts are unconscious programs running on autopilot. Think about that. Only 5% of your mind is actually under your conscious control. The other 95%, it's broadcasting the same financial frequency your parents had, your teachers had, everyone around you had when your neural pathways were being formed. You inherited their money frequency, like you inherited their eye color. Most people spend their lives trying to think their way into prosperity, while their subconscious mind broadcasts limitation signals to the quantum field. It's like attempting to access a radio station while someone else controls the frequency. But here's where quantum manifestation becomes fascinating, and this is something I've never shared publicly before. There's a hidden dimension beneath your subconscious awareness. Neuroscientists call it your cellular memory. Every financial experience, every moment of scarcity consciousness, every limiting belief about worthiness, these experiences are stored not just in your brain, but throughout your entire biological system. Your body has been programmed to resist abundance at the molecular level through years of vibrational conditioning. But let me reveal something first. Your heart contains over 40,000 neurons. That's essentially a second brain in your chest. And this heart brain communicates with your head brain through something called the vagus nerve. When these two neural networks synchronize, and I'll show you exactly how to make this happen in about 6 minutes, they create an electromagnetic field that extends 8 to 10 feet around your body. This field becomes, well, this is where it gets almost unbelievable. Ancient wisdom traditions called it alignment with divine flow. Modern physics calls it coherent electromagnetic resonance. But those who truly understand vibrational manifestation call it the abundance frequency. When your heart and brain synchronize at precisely 7.8 Hertz, the same frequency as Earth's magnetic field, you literally become a living conduit for prosperity consciousness. Wealth flows toward coherent vibrational signatures, like water flows toward the ocean. But here's the part that transforms everything. Most manifestation approaches have this completely reversed. They encourage you to visualize wealth, think about prosperity, focus on abundance. But neuroscience reveals something profound. The more you focus on what you desire, the more you're signaling to your nervous system that you don't possess it. Your brain cannot distinguish between reality and imagination, but it can distinguish between having and wanting. And wanting creates what researchers call approach anxiety, a stress response that immediately blocks the law of attraction frequencies you need to attract prosperity. The 1% who access unlimited prosperity don't focus on wealth at all. Instead, they practice something that seems counterintuitive, something that transcends everything you've learned about manifestation and the law of attraction. And I'm going to reveal their exact process in just a moment. But first, let me share the discovery that transformed our understanding of vibrational frequency. In recent years, neuroscientists made a breakthrough that reveals why some people naturally attract abundance. They discovered that individuals who consistently experience financial flow share a unique brainwave pattern, not when they're visualizing, not when they're affirming, but when they're engaged in something completely ordinary, something you do every single day without conscious awareness. And when I reveal what this activity is, you'll realize you've been accessing this manifestation power in reverse your entire life. But before I reveal that, you need to understand what happens in your brain when you experience what neuroscientists call elevated emotions. These are feelings that aren't dependent on your external circumstances: gratitude without reason, joy without cause, love without object. When you generate these states independently of your environment, something extraordinary happens in your neural networks. Your brain begins producing what researchers call supercoherent gamma waves. These brain waves, oscillating between 40 to 100 Hz, create what quantum physics calls expanded awareness. In this state, your consciousness literally transcends the boundaries of ordinary perception. You become entangled with the quantum field itself through vibrational frequency alignment. And the quantum field, that's where all possibilities exist simultaneously, including infinite manifestation potential. Most people never access this state because they're waiting for their circumstances to shift before they feel abundant. But the 1% have discovered something profound. You must embody wealth consciousness before external reality reflects prosperity. Not positive thinking, not surface-level affirmations, but genuine cellular-level feeling, states that literally rewire your neural networks for the law of attraction to function optimally. But here's what's truly profound. The technique I'm about to share was understood by ancient wisdom traditions thousands of years ago. They called it the sacred union, the marriage of thought and feeling that creates reality through manifestation principles. But this knowledge was carefully guarded, because those who understood vibrational frequency held tremendous power. When you combine elevated emotions with clear intention, while your brain operates in gamma-coherent states, you literally influence quantum possibilities into physical reality. This isn't mysticism. This is quantum mechanics applied to consciousness and the law of attraction. And throughout history, those who understood these principles used this knowledge to create extraordinary abundance, while others remained trapped in limitation consciousness. Neville Goddard spent decades studying this phenomenon through deep spiritual inquiry. He called it living in the end, embodying the reality of your desire as if it's already accomplished. But what he discovered goes far deeper than most people realize. He found that there's a specific time of day when your brain is naturally most receptive to vibrational programming. A window of opportunity that occurs twice daily when manifestation through the law of attraction becomes exponentially more powerful. But here's the secret within the secret. It's not just about timing, it's about sequence. There's a precise order of mental and emotional states that must be followed for reality restructuring to occur through vibrational frequency mastery. First, you must achieve what neuroscientists call heart-brain coherence. Then you must access the theta brainwave state where manifestation becomes possible. Finally, you must generate what researchers call coherent intention, a specific type of focused attention that quantum physics has proven can influence probability itself through the law of attraction. The reason this works has to do with something called the observer effect in quantum physics. At the subatomic level, particles exist in multiple states simultaneously until they're observed. The act of observation collapses the wave function and determines which reality manifests. Your consciousness, when properly coherent and focused, becomes the observer that chooses which financial reality becomes real for you. But most people's consciousness is scattered, incoherent, fragmented. They're observing multiple contradictory realities simultaneously, wanting prosperity while expecting limitation, hoping for transformation while believing nothing will shift. This creates what quantum physics calls decoherence, and decoherent consciousness cannot collapse wave functions through manifestation, cannot choose realities, cannot access the law of attraction principles that govern abundance creation. The 1% have learned to achieve what researchers call sustained coherence. They can maintain focused attention on their desired reality for extended periods without wavering, without doubt, without contradiction. And here's the key. They don't maintain this focus through willpower or effort. They maintain it through what neuroscientists call flow states, Altered states of consciousness, where time seems to stop and everything becomes effortless. In flow states, your brain produces a cocktail of neurochemicals that would be illegal if you could buy them in pill form. Norepinephrine heightens focus and attention. Dopamine increases motivation and reward-seeking behavior. Anandamide enhances lateral thinking and creative insights. Endorphins provide pleasure and pain relief. And when these chemicals combine in your neural networks, something magical happens. Your sense of self dissolves, your awareness of time disappears, and most importantly for our purposes, your sense of separation between yourself and your desires vanishes. You don't feel like someone trying to attract money. You feel like someone who is abundant. And this feeling state, this is what the quantum field responds to. Not your thoughts, not your visualizations, but your genuine feeling state of being. But here's where most people get lost. They try to force themselves into these states. They strain and struggle and effort their way toward flow, but flow cannot be forced, it can only be allowed. There's a paradox at the heart of manifestation that the 1% understand intuitively. The harder you try, the more you block. The more you need it to work, the less it works. The more desperate you become, the more you repel what you desire. This is why most people fail at manifestation. They approach it from lack, from need, from "I don't have this yet." But lack is a frequency. Need is a vibration. Desperation is an electromagnetic signature, and the universe mirrors these frequencies back to you with mathematical precision. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. And if you are someone who lacks money, the universe will provide experiences that confirm that identity. But when you become someone who is abundant, not someone trying to become abundant, but someone who already is abundant at the cellular level, everything changes. Your decisions change, your actions change, your opportunities change. Your entire reality reorganizes itself around this new identity because identity is the most powerful force in human psychology. Here's something that will disturb you. Your current identity was programmed into you before age 7. During those early years, your brain was in a theta state, the same brainwave frequency used in hypnosis. Everything you experienced, everything you heard, everything you felt about money became embedded in your subconscious as absolute truth. And now, decades later, that programming is still running your financial life. But here's the secret the 1% discovered. You can reprogram your identity, not through positive thinking or affirmations, but through what neuroscientists call state-dependent learning. By consistently accessing the same brainwave states where your original programming occurred, those theta frequencies, you can literally overwrite your financial identity with a new one. The process requires what researchers call neuroplasticity activation. Your brain must be in a heightened state of suggestibility, similar to hypnosis but more powerful because you remain consciously aware throughout the process. You become both the programmer and the programmed, both the hypnotist and the subject. And in this state, your neural networks become infinitely malleable. Most people never access this state because they don't know it exists. They think consciousness has only 2 modes, awake and asleep. But neuroscience has identified at least 12 distinct brainwave patterns, each creating different states of awareness and different capacities for reality creation. The 1% have learned to navigate these states like a musician plays different notes, creating symphonies of consciousness that manifest as abundance in their physical experience. But there's something even more profound happening here. When you consistently operate from these elevated states of consciousness, you don't just change your personal reality. You begin to influence what researchers call morphic fields, invisible networks of information that connect all similar forms of consciousness. Your abundance consciousness begins to entrain others around you. You become a tuning fork for prosperity, and everyone in your field begins to resonate with abundance. This is why wealthy people tend to associate with other wealthy people. It's not just about networking or connections. It's about vibrational entrainment. Consciousness is contagious. When you're around someone operating from genuine abundance consciousness, your own neural networks begin to mirror their patterns. You literally catch their frequency like you might catch a cold. And here's the ultimate secret that the 1% understand. Abundance isn't something you create, it's something you are. The universe is infinitely abundant by nature. Scarcity is the illusion created by limited consciousness. When you expand your consciousness beyond the boundaries of lack and limitation, you don't attract abundance from somewhere else. You recognize the abundance that was always there, always available, always yours. This recognition doesn't come through intellectual understanding. It must be felt, embodied, lived until it becomes more real than your current circumstances. Your future self, the version of you already living in complete financial freedom, must become more familiar to your nervous system than your current identity. The most beautiful part of this entire process is that it's already beginning as you listen to these words. Your brain is neuroplastic, capable of change at any moment. Your cells are regenerating constantly. Your electromagnetic field is responsive to your attention. Right now, in this very moment, you have the opportunity to begin broadcasting a new signal to the universe. The portal is open. The frequency is available. The question isn't whether you can access this state. The question is whether you're ready to surrender the identity that has kept you safe in scarcity and embrace the identity that will make you dangerous in abundance. Because make no mistake, when you truly embody abundance consciousness, you become dangerous to the systems that profit from your limitations. You become a threat to the industries that survive on your financial fear. You become living proof that the barriers between you and unlimited wealth exist only in consciousness. And consciousness can be changed. The 1% who access this hidden code understand that manifestation isn't about getting something they don't have. It's about becoming someone who already has it. They don't chase money. They become the kind of person money naturally flows toward. They don't seek abundance. They embody the frequency that abundance recognizes as home. And as you sit here now, perhaps you can feel something shifting in your awareness. Perhaps there's a recognition deep in your cellular memory that what I'm describing isn't new information, but ancient remembering. Your soul knows this truth. Your higher self has always operated from this frequency. The code has been revealed. The frequency has been shared. The only thing left is to choose, not tomorrow, not when you feel ready, not when your circumstances are perfect. Now, in this moment. Because this moment is all you have, and in this moment you are abundant. In this moment, you are wealthy. In this moment, you are everything you've ever wanted to become. You just have to remember. If this truth resonates in the deepest part of your being, write in the comments, "I am the 1% who remembers." Let those words be more than a statement. Let them be an activation code, a cellular reminder, a neural pathway back to your abundant nature. The universe is listening. Your cells are responding. Your future self is smiling. Because you finally remembered what you came here to know. You are not seeking abundance. Abundance is seeking you. And now, you're ready to be found.